Well, this is what's taught in business schools. This is how to make money. This is what's taught in the economic curriculum. So just imagine if the global south countries send their students to the United States, very often the students of the wealthiest families that can afford to pay the $50,000 to $80,000 a year that it costs for a prestige U.S. university, you can imagine what happens when they go back to their country. They're not taught about how to create an economy that's rent-free, but that is you get an economy that provides a free lunch. How you can income without working, the free lunch economy. Milton Friedman said there's no such thing as a free lunch, but a free lunch is what finance capitalism is all about. It wasn't what industrial capitalism was all about, but we've turned into the free lunch economy without the academic curriculum taking note of this, and without the whole official statistical picture of economies drawing a distinction between real GDP, the actual cost of production sector, and fictitious GDP, the economic rent. Well, what this means is, suppose you're comparing China's GDP to the U.S. GDP. That's misleading. Of course, it shows China in the lead there, but the lead is actually much vaster than the statistics show. Because if you say, well, what's the comparison between the real GDP of the United States and the real GDP of China in terms of what's actually produced, China's way ahead because it doesn't have the fictitious GDP that the United States and the Western economies have. The only fictitious element is the increase in real estate prices, which is an increase in price, not value. And to do that, you have to have the classical distinction between value, price, and economic rent. That simple distinction is so easy to say in words, but there was just generation after generation, there were debates to refine what that meant, refine the concept. Well, what's a necessary cost of production? What's an unnecessary cost of production? What's value and what's price in excess of value? All of this took 100 years to develop. And after it had developed, by the late 19th century, as I said, the rentiers fought back and introduced a century of junk economics. The Chicago school, the free market economics that became a free market for the rentiers, not for the rest of the economy.